Right, now it's back to the Navigator's turn. He's standing here in the gold gate.
Hang on there. Weren't we supposed to draw flood cards for the messenger?
And you think they're gonna notice?
Well, they might, but just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Carry on as if it didn't happen.
Okay, I won't say anything if you don't. Alright, just carry on.
This is my hand. Now remember, I'm going to draw 2 more cards this turn, so I'm going to go up to 6 cards. Which means if I don't use my sandbags this turn, I'm going to have to discard something. I've got 3 actions, so I could move across here as 1. Then move here and shore up, and I'm not going to have enough actions to shore up both of these islands. And I'm keen on shoring these up because these are both treasure spots. So this is my plan. Remember, sandbags doesn't use an action, so for my first action I'm going to move here. Second action is I'm going to shore up Whispering Garden. And I've got 1 more action. Before I take that, I'm going to use sandbags. This is a treasure card, so I get to discard this over to the discard pile here, and I'm going to use this to shore up Cave of Shadows. And I've still got 1 action left. I don't need it. I could just say, well, I'm not going to do anything right now. But I quite like the idea of getting central again. But there's a good chance also that these may get drawn again. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stay where I am. If I remember rightly, gosh, maybe to play this game well you've got to have a good memory, but I think there were lots of cards over this direction which were in that draw deck. I think I'm going to go back to the gold gate with my 3rd action. Now I draw 2 treasure cards. What you'll notice too is that on the back of your adventurer card it has an order of play and it reminds you of what your actions are. So, you know, again, really good design. Make the most of the space available to the game. So remember, take 3 actions we've done, draw 2 treasure cards, discard down to 5, and then draw flood cards. So we draw 2 cards now of treasure cards. We get a chalice, that's excellent because we have 3 chalices now. And another sandbags. Now we have to draw 2 more flood cards. We have the Watchtower. Watchtower is here. What happens now is we have to discard this because it's flooded. So that's bad news. But it's okay. It's over in the corner, but it's 1 more part of the it's the first part of the island that's now sunk. So what do you do if you flood a tile which is already flooded? You remove it from the game. And the other thing you do is remove the card that was used to flood that tile. Now you can see that as the game progresses, this island is potentially shrinking. And I think the strategy should be making sure, because our win condition is Fool's Landing, making sure that we have a path to Fool's Landing. Let's draw our 2nd flood card. Cave of Embers, which was here. Flip this one, it's now flooded again. Messenger's turn. My first action is a bit of a no-brainer. I'm going to shore up the Cave of Embers. It's hard to remember where all the tiles were that were flooded last time, but they were definitely around here somewhere. So I've got 2 more actions left. Everything else in the island is non-flooded. So I'm going to skip down here for 1 action, and I'm going to move next to the yellow player here for 1 action. Let's draw our 2 treasure cards for the messenger. We have an Earthstone. We need 4 cards in our hand, that's fine. And a chalice. And this was why I wanted to move close together, because if we're close together we can potentially be sharing cards. Now we draw flood cards. First one is Misty Marsh, which is up here. And the second one is Whispering Gardens, which is down here. And this is a Statue of the Wind treasure tile, so I've got to think about rescuing that one for sure. Navigator's turn. I've got 3 Ocean's Chalices, so I just need one more. And my companion, Messenger, has one over there. So I might try and... well, he can use his ability to give me that. So I'm going to head over, if I can, to the Tidal Palace. So my first action, move 1. Second action, shore up Whispering Garden. And third action, I'm going to move to the Tidal Palace. And now we draw our 2 treasure cards. Or should I use my sandbag first? I'm going to keep hold of it. I'm going to have to discard something at this point. I draw a chalice. Okay, so now we've got 6 cards. Now remember, we draw our treasures one at a time. So let's just check the rules. Let's do a quick rule check here. Yeah, it says one at a time. So now I've got 6 cards. So immediately on having 6 cards, I must discard one. So I'm going to discard this Crystal of Fire here. And now I get to draw my second treasure card. Ouch, it's a Water's Rise. That's 2 already. Step 1, move the water level up 1 tick. So we're now moving from 2 into the 3 zone. Shuffle the flood deck, and there weren't many on here. We're allowed to look through the discard pile at any point. So we've got Whispering Garden, Misty Marsh, and Cave of Embers. So I've got a feeling we're going to lose Misty Marsh at this point, and that's going to make things very difficult. So we give this a shuffle. It doesn't actually matter now because we're going to have to draw 3 cards anyway. That was really bad timing. Okay, I go back over here, and then we discard the Water's Rise. Next step. So we've done 2 treasure cards. Now we have to draw flood cards. Now remember, our level is 3 now. So we're going to redraw the 3 tiles that we've just put away. Whispering Garden, which is here. Cave of Embers, which is here. And Misty Marsh, which is a flooded tile. So this is going to be bad news. This card's going to get discarded, and this tile is now discarded. And we've lost a path through to the Fool's Landing. So now Lost Lagoon and Cliffs of Abandon here have suddenly become very important to us, and potentially Temple of the Moon here as well is going to be a key tile. This game's making me sweat again. So, it's pretty good, huh? Alright, simple rules. Good game, lots of strategy. Messenger's turn. We haven't got any treasures to share now. I don't need to worry about sharing this chalice because Navigator's already got 4. If I draw the last Water's Rise card now, this is going and this is going for sure. So let's try and fix both. We've got to keep 1 step ahead of the game all the time. Right, action 1 is going to be shore up Cave of Embers. Then I'm going to use my helicopter lift, which says move 1 or more pawns on the same tile to any other tile, or lift your team off Fool's Landing for the win. Well, we're not ready there yet, so I'm going to move 1 or more pawns on the same tile to another tile, and then I discard this treasure. This doesn't take an action to use, so I've still only spent 1 action. And I'm going to helicopter over here. And for my second action, I'm going to shore up Whispering Garden. I've got one more action left. I'm worried about the north side of the island, so maybe I'll just head north one tile, just to keep a close eye on things. Right, that's my third action. Now I draw 2 treasures. I have an Earthstone. That gives me 5 cards. It's quite good. And then another Earthstone. Maybe my strategy is just changing, or my tactics changing slightly to Earthstones now. I've got 6 cards I've got to discard. Well, we don't need these anymore, so I'll just discard the Chalice. So that's left me with 3 Earthstones and 2 Statue of the Winds. Now flooding, and I've got to draw 3 flood cards. Temple of the Sun, which is in the middle here. Bronze Gate, which is also in the middle here. And Cliffs of Abandon, which is here. That's a dodgy one. I've got to sort that one out.